G'day everyone, it's me Thomas Murphy Cosplay, and today we'll be looking at my Red Eyes Black Dragon deck profile again. So now, let's release the Red Eyes. So, if you guys know me well enough in the Yu-Gi-Oh community that I am a Red Eyes Black Dragon user, which is not a surprise since that is like basically my number one favorite monster / archetype. With Yu-Gi-Oh, second would be definitely Dark Magician and Buster Blader. And so, when I did my update on YouTube back in November, early November, a lot of you guys had recommended me to use Red Eyes Fullmetal Dragon, and I'm actually pretty glad that you guys had recommended me to use Red Eyes Black Fullmetal Dragon in the deck, so I did. I added in Max Metalmorph and a couple of other trap cards, so yeah, I did a little bit of an update where I got rid of a few other summoning methods, and replaced them for other stuff anyway, so I did also have to clear off the extra deck a little bit, and then got out some new monsters for it anyways. But yeah, first of all, we're gonna show off my Red Eyes Black Dragon that I had when I was 6 years old, along with my 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Dragon. This is like, you know, when you're Ace Monster, when you are playing a deck, like say, playing a Dark Magician deck, or a Blue Eyes deck, or Red Eyes, or a Neos deck, I'd recommend to have 3 copies of that particular monster. I run 2 copies of Dark Magician, the Yugi Muto's Dark Magician, and this copy of Dark Magician originally belonged to my brother. When we were kids, this was my older brother's Dark Magician, and this was my Red Eyes Black Dragon that I had many years ago, so pretty cool that my older brother's Dark Magician and my Red Eyes Black Dragon are in the same deck, which is actually really cool. It's just, you know, how much I love my older brother. And this version is, of course, Yugi Muto's Dark Magician, which I feel like that the Dark Magician that Yugi Muto used is actually his own copy, not the Pharaoh's Dark Magician, so different copy. I feel like that it is, like, for a little bit of a lore with Dark Side Dimensions, and I do have that movie on DVD. 1 copy of Flame Veil Guard. Yes, I do run synchros, but you do remember the synchro monster that I use, which we'll get to that soon. At least this one is searchable, and you can special summon as a normal monster, so that is a good thing. Alright, for effect monsters, I run 2 copies of Blackstone of Legend. You basically, it actually helps with, like, say, if you Foolish Burial too many dragons, too many Red Eyes monsters, you can actually add this back to your hand and reshuffle your level 7 or lower dragon-type monster, which is actually really cool. When you summon this, you can actually also... When you summon this, you can tribute it and special summon a Red Eyes monster from your deck. Specifically your deck. I wish you could do it from your hand as well, but there are other cards that can help me with that anyway. So it's actually really cool. 2 copies. I felt like I just need 2 since I'm doing a lot of Red Eyes Fusion summonings. 3 copies of Black Metal Dragon. Really important to have 3. It's basically an equip monster where you could equip, and then your opponent, your Red Eyes monster gains 300. No, it's 600. But if this gets sent to the field while it was sent to the graveyard while it was on the field, you get to add any Red Eyes card you want from the deck. So really nice, both search and equip. 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, which you can actually play it, you can special summon it just by sending a level 5 or higher normal monster from the deck to the graveyard, or hand to the graveyard, and you can actually increase its level by 1, so you could actually use it for Xyz summoning. So you can use it for both Xyz materials, Xyz summoning, or fusion summoning, which is actually really freaking good. Freaking love using these. Just gonna make it nice and tidy. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. Oops. 2 copies of Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. Now that is like kind of an alternative for you're summoning your Red Eyes Black Dragon. You can use it for Blackstone Legend. You can also use it for fusion materials. Even though its Gemini effect is really, really good, but at the same time, you can still have other ways to burn your life points anyway, which we will get to those soon anyways. 1 copy of Red Eyes Soul. Basically, this card's name becomes Red Eyes Black Dragon while in the field or graveyard. If your opponent special summons a monster except during the damage step, you can actually send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard and special summon 1 Red Eyes monster anyways, which is actually really, really useful. And I can actually use the effects of, so if I have a Red Eyes Black Dragon on the field, I can target that Red Eyes Black Dragon and inflict damage. So it's basically a Inferno Fire Blast if you want. So that's actually also a really useful thing to do, but you can only use it once per game, which, yeah, fair enough. 1 copy of Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. So my Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon, I felt like I just needed 1, but it's basically kind of a similar way to summon it with Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, but you need you specifically need a Red Eyes monster. Okay, you just summon it, and I also love using it for Xyz materials if I want anyway as well. So that's another reason for that as well. And it's, yeah. Use that, and if this gets destroyed, I can special summon another Red Eyes card or a normal monster. Yeah, a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from the graveyard. 1 copy of Gearfried, the Red Eyes Iron Knight. You know, I love using Gearfried with my Black Metal Dragon because of the equip effect. Because if Gearfried gets equipped by anything, I can instant destroy a spell and trap card, and I can special summon a Red Eyes monster from my hand. No, not from my hand, from my graveyard. So basically, I play this Black Metal Dragon, equip Black Metal Dragon to Gearfried. I can destroy a spell and trap card, bring out a Red Eyes monster from my graveyard, and then I can also add a Red Eyes card from my deck to my hand. That's a really awesome combo you can do with this. So you basically search, MST, and special summon at the same time. 1 copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. This is a really important card to have, since it's basically Monster Reborn your Red Eyes your dragons all the time. So really cool card to have. I always make sure that I have it on the field as much as I can when I play this, just to get reinforcements. I love this card so much. And yep, my Red Eyes Black Fullmetal Dragon. Now that, I'm actually really happy that I got this. I knew that so many of you guys had been recommending this card. So, you know, I did put in some traps in my red eyes, even though that I feel like the biggest fucking hypocrite for saying, oh, traps are just so predictable. Yeah, I know that. Anyways, yeah, so basically during either player's turn, when a card effect has been activated, I can actually negate the effects and inflict damage equal to the attack points of one monster my opponent controls, and also if you add this to your hand, you can actually add a max metal morph to the field, and then you set it, and then instantly, which is actually pretty cool. Another thing is that, which makes it a bigger improvement compared to the original Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, is that it doesn't have to be just special summon from the deck. It also can work on the in your hand and in the graveyard, which is so much better. And it's got a 3400 attack point, and I'm so freaking happy that I got this anyway. I kind of was a little bit like, I don't think I want it really, but I was like, no, stuff it, I'm getting it. You know what, fuck it, I'm getting it. A lot of you guys in the comments section had been recommending me this card, so yeah. And I'm very thankful for you guys. I'm really thankful. 2 copies of the Ritual Monster, Lord of the Red. Yes, I still use rituals. I still love using Lord of the Red, since it is a card that I could use. So during either player's turn, when a card effect has been activated, I can instant destroy any card my opponent controls, which is really cool. And it actually, yeah, it's just really cool card to play. Yeah, and also don't worry, its ritual spell is searchable. Thanks for Black Metal Dragon as well, and another search anyway. So yeah, that's all it for monster cards. Let's get into hand traps. So for hand traps, I run 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Springs, which basically makes sure that your opponent cannot grab a card or send a card from the deck to the graveyard, or add a card from the deck to the hand, or special summon from the deck. So it's basically make sure that your opponent doesn't grab anything out from their deck anyway. So obviously, you need 3 of these in the modern games. I run 2 copies of Ghost Ballet Haunted Mansion, which is just a bit like Ash Blossom, but instead of the deck, they basically grab cards from the graveyard instead of the deck. So, really nice card to play. I originally had 3, but I was like kind of going like, I think 2 is enough really. 2 copies of Effect Veiler. I felt like having 3 is a little bit too much as well too. Since I've already also got a few negate and destroy cards. Negating walking negates, such as like I mentioned earlier, my Red Eyes Black Fullmetal Dragon, and also I got a couple cards that do negate as well, and 3 copies of Dark Honest. Playing these really was absolutely hilarious to play. Like, you know, I play these and then it's just an unexpected hit anyway. So, very unexpected. Like, when your opponent goes like, okay, I'm going to destroy your minor Red Eyes Black Dragon. And boom, discard this. Your opponent's monster loses all of its attack points, gets reduced to 0, and it crashes into any of your dark monsters. So really good if you're running a dark attribute deck. And I'm so glad that they have those anyway. So basically do that, and I remember using these and I just instant auto win. So that's all for hand traps. Let's get down to regular spells. Okay, for spells, I'm running 3 copies of Inferno Fire Blast. I know these are for your regular Red Eyes Black Dragons, but if you know me very well, you pretty much know that I like using them for my fusion summoned Red Eyes monsters anyway, so which we'll get to that soon. Basically, target 1 Red Eyes Bee Dragon in your monster zone and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack points. So normally you could inflict 2400, but if you have Red Eyes Fusion, which basically not only that you can instantly summon a really strong monster, but you can also summon a monster with more attack points, but that monster's name becomes Red Eyes Bee Dragon. So you could actually inflict extra life point damage anyway, which I'll show you the monster that I use with it, which makes it a whole lot better. So there's that. Yeah, so not only that Red Eyes Fusion can fusion summon from your hand or field, you can also fusion summon using monsters from the deck. So much cooler. When it comes to me playing fusion monsters or fusion spells, I don't like using the vanilla polymerization because it's not very good to me anyway. I just like using newer versions with extra some extra things with it. I run 2 copies of Cards of the Redstone. It's basically your Pot of Greeds, but for your level 7 Red Eyes, or trade-ins, but it's like your trade-ins, but for Red Eyes, level 7 Red Eyes, which is actually pretty neat. I like using those. 2 copies of Red Eyes Insight, basically Foolish Burial and Search at the same time, which is what I also love using as well. So you can just go like, alright, I'm going to Foolish Burial and then Search at the same time. So it is a little bit like Black Metal Dragon, but Black Metal Dragon can also search out Red Eyes monsters, but this one can't. You just Foolish Burial Red Eyes monster and then add a Red Eyes spell or trap card to the hand, which is actually pretty cool. 2 copies of Claw of Hermos. Obviously, you know what I'm using Hermos for, which basically fusion summons an equip monster anyway, which we will be looking at that soon. I don't like spoiling the extra deck that much, because it's just, you know, look, I just don't. I just feel like that I would spoil the entire deck anyway, like, you know, people are just going to skip through. Yeah, anyways, 2 copies of Red Eyes Transmigration. It's the ritual spell for your Lord of the Red, and obviously you can search it out with Red Eyes Insight if you want. So that's the reason why I still use Lord of the Red. Not only it's a good card, but also it's at least its ritual spell is searchable. I know that Lord of the Red isn't really searchable, but whatever. 2 copies of Dragon Revival Rasphody, which obviously that using Dragon Revival Rasphody, yes, you'll see the extra deck and how this thing works anyway. So I mainly have it when I summon some of my extra deck monsters, because I do have a few spellcasters, which you very predictable with what I have. 1 Raigeki, just destroy all cards and then just swing for game. 1 copy of 1 for 1, just to help get one of my level 1 monsters anyway, since I have a fair few. I got about like 6 level 1s anyway, so that. 1 copy of Wingbeat of Giant Dragons, just simply like play this, grab a dragon from one of your level 7 dragons back to your hand, use cards of the redstone, and then draw cards. So you basically destroy all spell and trap cards at a level 7 dragon, your Red Eyes dragon. Play cards of the redstone, draw 2 cards. Yeah. Pretty crazy ass combo. And 1 copy of Monster Reborn. That's it for your for the spell cards. We will be looking at trap cards. Yeah. Trap cards. Yes. I run 2 copies of Red Eyes Spirit. Target 1 Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, except for Red Eyes Black Dragon. Black Chick, sorry. And special summon it. So I rather use that trap card for Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Same here with Monster Reborn. I use Monster Reborn for Darkness Metal Dragon. Since it can actually summon other dragons as well. So it's just basically Monster Reborn as a trap card for your Red Eyes. And now we have the 3 copies of Max Metal Morph. Tribute 1 face-up monster that lists Max Metal Morph. So obviously using it for Red Eyes Full Metal Dragon. Black Full Metal Dragon, I mean. So using that as well. And to make it, yeah, to special summon Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon. Yeah, having 3 copies I think would be really good. Not only to, like, say, have a higher chance of summoning it, but also the fact that your opponent would be more likely to pick off traps anyway, and that's the reason why I was a little bit with traps. But one last trap card, Time Engine. Basically is that if you have Max Metal Morph at the graveyard, and your Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon got destroyed by battle or card effect, you can use the trap card, bring back your Red Eyes Black Full Metal Dragon, destroy all cards, and inflict damage, which is a straight up auto win. So if your opponent destroys your Black Full Metal Dragon and you just and then you play this trap card, you're pretty much going to win. It's a straight up auto win. So it's actually really good. Now, on to the extra deck. Right, so if you guys remembered that I made a pinned YouTube comment, and that was just basically about that I am going to delete my original video and just did one little update for the extra deck. Since Striker Dragon may be a good card, but it wasn't compatible for my Red Eyes deck as I like it to be. But instead of Striker Dragon, I have my Relinquished Anima, which is basically kind of similar materials, but it requires 1 level 1 monster, so I could use Black Metal Dragon for this, as well as searching out for a Red Eyes card in my field. And the fact that it can take control and equip any monster to this, as long as the link arrow is pointing to it. So it's actually a really cool card to play, and it's also a spellcaster. So when you use this, it's just a quick monster to play, and use Dragon Revival Rasfidi, and you have this anyway. So it's really nice to have, and I'm so glad that I got this. Sorry that that I had to make a little delay, as well as deleting my original video, but as long as it's there. So I'm all happy that I got this, because it just actually makes my deck a few a little bit better, Anyways, I got 2 copies of Wheat Witch's Apprentice. Requires 2 dark attribute monsters. All cards, all dark monsters on the field gain 500. All light monsters lose 400. Decode Talker, which is another card that I like using. That is one of my favourite lit monsters. That is kind of a beat stick as well. So you can use this if you want to. If you're tired of having Wee Witch's Apprentice and you got an extra monster, you can link summon Decode Talker with this. Now, onto Xyz monsters. We got the number 11 Big Eye, which number 11 Big Eye requires 2 level 7 monsters. And the fact that you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card and take control of any monster on the field. So it's basically like your rank 7 Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon. So basically take control, but this card cannot attack if you use it. I run 2 copies of the infamous Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, and what I mean by infamous is that this card basically is an absolute broken ass card. What it basically does in general is that each time your opponent activates a card effect, you burn life points anyway. Your opponent basically loses 500 for every single time it uses a card effect, and I use this against so many players that tend to go like, right, I'm going to chain this effect, do this, do this, do that, and it takes like 5 minutes, but they're just chaining every single goddamn effect, and it basically gives your opponent a huge disadvantage if you play this at the start of the game. So it's actually really cool to have. So you just basically just sit back and watch your opponent burn their own life points, which is so funny. Anyways, for Synchros, we got Stardust Dragon. Basically that Stardust Dragon just protects all your cards from destruction and all that, so destructive effects such as like being destroyed, like Burst Stream of Destruction, Raigeki, Mirror Force, anything that would just blow up your opponent, your field in general. And basically that it is an easy card to summon since it requires a Flame Veil Guard and your level 7 Red Eyes Black Dragon. Since this is a level 8 monster anyway, so it's not going to be that hard to play. Just a 1-for-1, as well as using your reviving cards anyway to bring it out. Oh yeah, and the detaching effects that Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon has is that if you detach a material, you can summon any normal normal Red Eyes monster. Moving on to fusions. We got Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword for the Claw of Hermos. Basically is Buster Blader as an equip card. This card is basically just does as basically gains gives your monster that it equips to a extra 1,000 attack points plus 500 for every dragon on the field or graveyard. I love using it with Lord of the Red, since it basically does is, of course, equip it to Lord of the Red, and during either player's turn, when a card effect has been activated, Lord of the Red can destroy any card on the field, and and its effect gets triggered by the Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword, which is what I love using. Now for everyone's favourite fusion monster, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I know that a lot of people get so overhyped with this card. I don't blame them. but I'm not sure if I should actually explain how the card works. I mean, like, it is, of course, a walking negate that gets stronger for every negate it does. But when you summon this card, and it basically and its fusion materials are both normal monsters, I can destroy 2 cards and inflict damage to my opponents equal to the destroyed monsters that I did. So it's actually an absolutely broken card that can OTK you. So a really cool card to have when you have Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon and your opponent plays a boss monster after doing this 5-minute combo. While I have Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, you play this and you're basically going to win anyway. You're going to win the game, and of course you can use Dragon Revival Rasfidi for that. Now my other favourite card that I like, that I consider my boss monster, Meteor Black Comet Dragon, which basically I can inflict 1400. Well, basically when this card is summoned, I can send a Red Eyes card from the field to the hand or deck to the graveyard and inflict half the attack points of that monster. So if it was a Red Eyes metal monster, like say Black Metal or Darkness Metal, I can inflict 1400. If it was Red Eyes Black Fullmetal Dragon, I can do 1700. Or if it was your regular Red Eyes monsters, you can just simply inflict 1200. I almost said 400 for some reason. But yeah, this is a really good boss monster that I love having anyway, and it is my favorite Red Eyes fusion monster, besides those 2 right there. So it basically requires a level 6 monster, and the fact that I'll be using Red Eyes Black Metal Dragon, not Black Metal Dragon, Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon for fusion materials. It also helps with, like say, if this gets destroyed, and it activates its graveyard effect where I can summon its fusion materials, you can actually banish the Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon to bring back the Red Eyes Fusion card. And since Red Eyes Fusion also acts as basically renames your monster into Red Eyes Bee Dragon, it's very compatible with your Inferno Fire Blast spell card, and it is a 3500 attack point. So you're going to basically, your opponent's going to take a chunk out. You're basically ripping a chunk of life points out of your opponents when you use Inferno Fire Blast with this card. If it was Fusion Summoned Red Eyes Fusion, but if you use 2 Inferno Fire Blast cards, you're basically FTKing them, which is absolutely broken, and which is why I love using Meteor Black Comet Dragon as well. So this is good for FTK if you have 2 Inferno Fire Blasts. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon is for OTKing. So yeah, really cool card to play, and yeah. Sorry, that was all for my Red Eyes deck profile anyways. So I'm very sorry that I had to delete my video and I had to re-upload this, but I just realised that I made one little mistake for my... Not really a little mistake, but I was unaware of that... I was unaware of the Relinquished Anima card, realizing that, oh yeah, that could have been actually good anyway, and I just looked at the Striker Dragon because a few people recommended me that card, and I realized, yeah, big mistake, because I'm just like, I'm not even going to use Striker Dragon's effect when I was playing this game, so, yeah. Anyways, that's it for my Red Eyes deck profile. I want to show off my Field Center card. The 20th anniversary Field center. Yeah. Anyways, so that's it for my Red Eyes Black Dragon deck profile, and I'm really sorry that I had to delete and re-upload this video, but I just wanted to make one little adjustment for the deck anyway, because when you're playing a deck, you don't just have to rely on all the actual type, you also have to look at the attributes and also have to look at what the effects does and think, will it work? Will it work? Will it be compatible for my deck? Absolutely. Anyways, stay safe everyone, and I hope you have a really good Merry Christmas, and I will see you next time, and thank you so much.